Welcome to In Principiis, as you guys might remember from the previous story in stage 26, the arrival of Agricola. Agricola, the governor of the entire province, has, difficulties. Here we go. Laser pointer. Okay. Agricola has arrived at Dewa at the camp of the Second Legion. And, of course, the soldiers greeted him very enthusiastically, and he returned the favor and gave them some nice compliments. Now we move on to this story in Principiis, in the headquarters. As I walk you through this story, I am going to ask you to stop occasionally and answer a question. And so we've got 10 questions all in all. Hopefully you have the Google form still pulled up where you were just answering the questions about the grammar video on purpose clauses. And you'll see in section 2 of that Google form, that's where you're supposed to input your answers. So without further ado, let's do it. So, Savius ipse Paulo prius ad castra ad venerat. So here we go. Savius had arrived at the camp, Savius himself rather, had arrived at the camp a little earlier, or a little while beforehand. Iam in legiones secundae principiis sedebat, Agricolam anxius expectans. Now, I don't see any new nominative. That tells me that the subject of sedebat has got to be the subject of the previous sentence, meaning Savius. So what was he doing? He was sedebating. He was sitting. Now he was sitting where? In the headquarters of the Second Legion. And what was he doing? Expectanzing. Present active participle, NS or NT, anxiously awaiting for, or awaiting, Agricola. Solicitus erat, quod in epistula, quam ad Agricolam miserat, multa falsa scripserat. So he was worried or anxious. Why? Because in the letter which he had sent to Agricola, he had written multa falsa, many lies, literally many false things. In primis cogadubnum seditionis accusaverat. Now, if you look at the bottom of your page, you'll see that in primis is an expression in Latin, an idiom that means in particular. In particular, he had accused Cogadubnus of treason. In animo vovebat, num Agricola sibi crediturus esset. If you look at the bottom, this phrase is glossed as well. In animo vovebat means to wonder. I mean, it literally means turn over in your mind, meaning he was wondering. He was wondering whether Agricola was going to trust him. Bellemicum secum duxerat ut testis esset. He had led Bellemicus with him in order to be a witness. Now here's question number 1. What kind of subjunctive clause is ut testis esset? Moving on. Subito, suddenly, Savius Agricolam intrantem conspicatus, having caught sight of Agricola entering, ad eum festinavit, ut salutaret. So Savius, having caught sight of Agricola entering, hurried up to him, meaning to Agricola, in order to greet him. Dende renovavit ea quae in epistula scripserat. Then, this word is glossed at the bottom, he repeated, literally to make new again, he repeated the things which he had written in his letter. Agricola, cum haec audi viset, diu tacebat. So we have a circumstantial clause here. And what I want you guys to do for question number 2 is tell me what is the tense of that subjunctive verb audi viset. Is it imperfect subjunctive or pluperfect subjunctive? So Agricola was quiet for a long time. Denique maxime commotus. So finally, greatly upset, inquit, he said, quanta perfidia, quanta insania. Oh, what great treachery, what great insanity. Id quod mihi pate fecisti vix intellegere possum. Now we go to the very end. Possum, sum, of course, is I. Possum is I can or I am able. Moving on. Principes regnentium insaniverunt. The chiefs of the regnenses have also gone insane. Numquam nos oportet barbaris credere, Tutius est eos omnes pro hospitibus habere. Now, a couple of these words are glossed over to the side for you. I believe nos oportet is, as well as this phrase, pro hostibus habere. So nos oportet, you can see, means we must. So numquam is never. We must never trust barbars, those barbarians. Tutius est. Now remember that ballerinas feel safe in their tutus, so it is safer. And then this is glossed at the bottom, pro hostibus habere, which means to consider as enemies. It is safer to consider all of them as enemies, all those barbars. Nunc mihi necesse est regem opprimere quem quinque annos pro amico habeo. Now here is the next question. Question number 3 for you is this. What conclusion does Agricola come to about the proper treatment for barbarians? Moving right along, haec locutus, having said these words, that's a deponent participle there, having said these words, se vertit, he turned himself, meaning simply he turned, ad Silanum to Silanus, legatum legionis, the commander of the legion, and said, Silane, nos oportet regem principisque regnentium quam celerime opprimere. Well, I'm not going to translate this whole thing for you, kind of sort of gives away the answer to the previous question. But now we've come to the next question, question number 4. How do you translate quam celerime? Then he says this, tibi statim cum duabus cohortibus proficiscendum est. Now this is defined, glossed over to the side, tibi proficiscendum est, which means you must set out, and statim means at once, with 2 cohorts. Moving right along, Silanus e principiis egressus centurionibus mandata dedit. So Silanus, having gone out from the headquarters, gave orders to the centurions. My next question for you, question number 5, is this participle egressus. Tell me, is it present active, is it perfect passive, or is it deponent? Moving on, eos usit cohortes parare. He ordered them to prepare the cohorts, meaning ordered the centurions, hey, go prepare your cohorts. Meanwhile, Agricola plura de regis perfidia rogare coepit. So meanwhile, Agricola began to ask more things about the treachery of the king. All right, can we just stop here for a second? Agricola, dude, what are you doing? Everybody knows that Salvius is kind of devious. Salvius comes in, he repeats the same things that he'd written in the letter, and then the first thing you do is like, all right, yes, send the cohorts out, get him. And then finally you're like, oh, wait, maybe I should ask some more questions about this first. Oh boy. Salvius responded to him, Ecce Bellimicus. Hey, look here at Bellimicus. Where in genii optimi sumaeque fidei, quem iste cogadubnus corrumpere temptabat. Now this phrase right here, from where to fidei. Next question, question number 6. What kind of man is Bellimicus according to Salvius? All right, now moving right along. He says, Bellimicus, however, qui blanditias regis spernebat, omnia mihi pate fecit. Well, if we go back to these few words here, Bellimicus, Cogadubnus was trying to always corrupt him, essentially. And according to Salvius, Bellimicus here, however, who was always rejecting the flatteries of the king, revealed everything to me. Moving right along. Bellimicus steps up, he says, yes, id quod Salvius dixit verum est. That which Salvius said is true. Rex Romanos odit. The king hates Romans. Romanos e Britannia expellere totamque insulam occupare cupit. Now, there's no new subject, so it's still got to be Rex, meaning King Cogadubnus. Cupit is our verb. The king wants to expel Romans from Britain, and, that's the que, to seize the whole island. Well, if we just Yoda this sentence, look at it this way. The Romans from Britain to expel, and the whole island to seize, he wants, still kind of makes sense. So we can read Latin left to right. Now look at this next part here. Naves igitur comparat, milites exercet, etiam bestia saevas colligit, nuper bestiam in me impulit, ut me interficeret. So here's your next question. Question number 7. If we look at Bulimachus's information here from lines 27 through 31, I want you to tell me what is one thing that Agricola might have believed to be true and one thing about which he might have had some serious doubts. All right, moving on. Agricola tamen his verbis diffisus, savium diligentius rogavit, quae indicia seditionis we dicet. Sorry. Agricola, however, and this word diffisus is defined for you off to the side, having distrusted these words, asked Savius more carefully what signs of treachery or treason he had seen. Now, cognoscere voluit quot essent armati, num Britanni cives Romanos interfecissent, quas urbes deluisent. He wanted to find out, he wanted to know, essentially, how many armed men there were, and whether Britons had killed Roman citizens, and what cities they had destroyed. All right, next question, number 8. That paragraph right here, from Agricola to Deluisent, I want you guys to find and write out the Latin for one example of an indirect question, because that paragraph had several. Moving on, suddenly, magnum clamortem omnes audi verunt. Ooh, can we Yoda it? Perhaps, suddenly, a great shout everyone heard. Per Januam, through the door, principiorum of the headquarters, per rupet, burst forth a homo squalidus. Question number 9. What is a homo squalidus? What does that mean? Now, this homo squalidus cucurrited, ran headlong, head first to Agricola, and clung to his knees. And he said, Civis Romanus sum, I am a Roman citizen. Now, I love this. Now, who is it? It's our boy Quintus. So he got there, not before Savius did, and Quintus is probably heavily injured, but he still got there. And I love this. He doesn't say, my name is Quintus Caecilius Iucundus. Oh no, this is what he says. Quintum Caecilium Iucundum me vocant. Int means they, present tense. They call me Quintus. Dun, dun, dun. Ego multas injurias passus, huc tandem adveni. So passus is having suffered. I, having suffered many injuries, at last have arrived here. Hoc unum dicere volo. Cogadumnus est innocens. I want to say one thing. Cogadumnus is innocent. And now, haec locutus humi procubuit ex animatus. Question number 10, last one. Try your best to translate that last sentence. Good luck. Thank you. Bye-bye.